Hi, Nathan here with a second video on the series on the concentric circles of friendship. And I want to go over the three key concepts, three supporting concepts. So the first one is what these actually represent, these lines that separate. And initially, I was thinking it's time. But actually, recently, I discovered it's actually authenticity and vulnerability that really separate these, even though time is a factor. And what really helped me drill this home is the idea of perimeters, which is the next idea. So it's best explained with an example. So let's say you have a celebrity in your area, and so normally they'd just be out in this area with no relationship. But one day you bump into them, you say hi, they say hi. How's it going? Oh, great. Your last movie was fantastic. So there might be some sort of connection, but no real relationship was established. And so that's what I would call a perimeter, right on the boundary of 150. So you wouldn't really consider them friends yet, but there was some sort of connection made. So there you go. And the next example. So let's say on the boundary of the 12. So within the 150, but not quite broke into the 12 yet. So that would be, for example, a friend of a friend. So you've got a bunch of friends hanging out in here all the time. And you have this one other friend that hangs out with you guys all the time, but you've never really personally spent a lot of time with them one-on-one and got to know them better. And so that would be an example of a perimeter that's still within 150, but hasn't really crossed over that authenticity and intimacy level into the 12. And so as I go through the deep dives on each one, I'll give some more examples and explanation. But that should help explain what I mean by perimeters. And then lastly, the final concept is what I call social compression. And so that's how you deal with all these friends on Facebook. And the best example I can think of is how people handle streams. So you'll have hundreds or even thousands of people all checking in on this live stream, and they'll be typing in the chat, and you watch how the streamers deal with the chat, and they don't individually address the people within the chat. They'll say, "Hey chat, how's it going?" And there might be individual friends within there that you could say they've brought them into the 150. But what they've done is they've taken what would normally be strangers out in the other here, and instead all these individuals now can make up what would be considered one relationship within the 150 circle, and then they treat them as such and call it chat. So that's social compression. And again, each circle, how social compression is going to look and how perimeters are going to look is going to look a little bit different. And social compression is a key component of what makes up the core. But that'll suffice for now. So those are the three concepts, what the lines represent, which is intimacy, authenticity, and the concept of perimeters. And so what would sit on the perimeter is someone who hasn't quite crossed the line that represent authenticity and intimacy. And lastly, the idea of social compression. So how you can fit more people than would seem you could actually fit within that circle. So I hope those concepts help, and I'll see you guys in the next video.